Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Just in case you're new here, my name is Kay and I make videos about daily planning and budget planning and self-improvement planning. A lot of planning going on around here and also a lot of creativity. I have, again, just in case you're new here, I've been on this journey for several months now. I started a midlife makeover and that's just kind of rocked my world and changed everything for me. So the type of planning I do has changed. It's much more, it leans more towards the creative side now than it does the, I think, reflecting back on the way I used to plan, it was a little bit hyper-focused on productivity and ticking things off that list, whereas today, now these months later, it's more focused on expression, on thought, on free thought. So yeah, it's just changed a lot, and that's kind of where I am in my life. I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, and the woman that was filming was speaking about a lot of negative comments she gets because she's a planner hopper. And I thought, oh gosh, I think I'm a planner hopper. And I was okay with that because this transition in how I plan has, like I said, I feel so much more free, liberated, content, happy. I feel like just a happier woman today than what I was even just a few months ago. So it's been an important evolution for me. So if you stuck around with my planner hopping, thank you for that. I've gone from a fixed planner to having a DIY planner, and that was a very positive movement for me, and then a DIY to this system here that I'm going to kind of flip through today. So it is almost the end of June. We're about a week out from July, and I have a big weekend coming up, and we have company coming in, so I don't know if I'll have the opportunity to sit down and film this for you. So I wanted to share it today. Okay, so first thing I can tell you is these two planners here travel with me at all times. They are always in my purse, and I'm pretty active in them. Excuse me. And these two planners are fixed. At least the outside of them they're fixed. They stay here in my office. The inside are on the move, and I've shared that before. I often will take out an insert from one of these planners and move it into my planner that comes with me and work in it. So that's been a nice aspect of this system, is the mobility of the inserts. So I'm going to put these aside for a minute. Excuse my I have a very old, and when I say old, I mean probably 20 years old chair, and it's rather squeaky. Okay, so this is my passport. Oops, this is tangled here. My passport traveler's notebook. These aren't real traveler's notebooks. They're just, a generic version that I bought from Amazon. And this one is kind of my brain dump. I don't know what else to call it. And also it has a couple of things in it that, well, I'll show you. This first insert here is just a sticker insert. I'm actually going to make some stickers this morning after I film this to replace these stickers here. I'll show you why in a minute. This first insert here is just, like I said, that brain dump. I'm making lists of things that I want to do. I'm not the same person that I was 3 months ago with my lists. I used to be very compulsive. They'd be very detailed. They'd be very long. I would spend a lot of time creating them and organizing them. And these are just more like free thought, just jotting down things as I remember them. Excuse me. And then as I, fill out a page, I just create another page for that thing. You can see here what's going on. between work and garden, Amazon, the store, and my studio. So yeah, as I fill out a page, I just start another page on it, and I'm keeping it running. So that's the first insert. And for June, I started these lists, in May, so you can see my progress for June. And it does help a lot, especially the miscellaneous column and the studio column, because a lot of these things I would forget if I didn't write them down. So yeah, I'm working out. We have a lot of animals here on the property, so I just work out the monthly lists, as well as some chores that I want to do. I do a large once a month Amazon order, so you can see here I'm starting to organize that for the end of June, the 1st of July, and some things I want to make in the studio, or do in the studio. This next insert is one of my favorites. Well, actually, I like them all, but I use this insert a lot, and this is for my TBR and the priority TBRs, things that I see that I really want to get. And what I do is I print out a picture of the book, and then I notate when I purchased it. So this, I have an Audible. This, I have a physical copy of the book. The little stickers that I showed you here at the front. I put a sticker when I purchased it or got it either through Audible or physical, so that I don't repeat. And keeping track of those, I found pretty quickly as I started to read more, which is another change that my midlife makeover brought into my life. I can easily lose track of the books. I don't always remember the book names. I do remember book characters, so I just jot down little notes, and I have found that keeping track of the books has helped me not to double purchase. I also keep track of what I'm really loving. I do rate them in here, and so you can see here, I've read these two. I have this next one ready to go in physical copy. I don't have this one yet. Did not like this first book at all. I won't be doing the series. I marked it off. If I go out of series, it's because sometimes, well, I'm always watching on Amazon for sales, and so sometimes I buy something out of sync. I'm trying to listen to this one right now on Audible. I don't know. I saw so many great reviews for it, and I don't know. It's a little bit out there for me. I think I'm just a simple girl. I just like simple books. I have started another one on Audible. I'm kind of going back and forth between them. I'll show you that one in a minute. This is a series I haven't even started to look at yet. The Serpent, let me see, The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I finished this one. I have this one next to my bed. I've started it. And again, I've just found that I'm just struggling a little bit getting into it. So I did switch into this book, and I'm really enjoying this book. Let's see. I finished Azrael, I think it was last week, and the Book of Azrael. And again, it got really good reviews. I don't know. It got a little much for me. For me, when there's just repeat over of the same type of scene, I tend to not like it. Light Lark I finished, and I did enjoy it. It was free on Audible, which is always nice, so I'm glad that I enjoyed that. Nightshade, I'm going to try to return on Audible. That was just so not me. I tend to not enjoy books about, I don't know, things like angels and the devil, and they just kind of freak me out. I think I've been scarred as a child from watching too many scary movies. The Borderlands Princess I did get on Audible. I need to put a sticker here, but I'm going to wait till I make my new stickers because I want to make a sticker that says physical or Audible when I get it. So this, you know what's troubling me about this is right away the love that she's going to, or the, you know, her husband, her intended husband, and right away there's a split. There's going to be a love triangle, and I'm not into that either. Just as I said, I'm a simple girl. I just like that straight love shot, and you know, it's really loyal and bonded, and so I struggle a lot with love triangles. And then these are 2 new books that I've just purchased, and I need to put stickers on them. Oh, and the last one is just field notes. These are those moments where something inspires me, or I see something pretty and I pull off the side of the road and take a picture of it. So there's just some miscellaneous things. You can see a lot of pictures. These are all from May, so I may have already flipped through those. Still May. Here's some June. I think that's it. I don't have any pressure. I don't place any pressure on myself to do certain things in these. They really are just very flexible. I kind of float through them, and that's been an important part, I should say, of my recovery process. And so I'm enjoying that freedom. This is my beloved, and I'll show you what I have going on here. And again, any given day, this can change, the lineup in here, because this is the one where those other inserts that I have at home, I bring on the run with me, and so it can change. This first one's just a pocket. I keep receipts and things like that maybe I need to enter into Fetch, or receipts for places or coupons for places that I'm going. This first insert is my daily calendar. I have enjoyed, if you watched my previous planning videos, you know I used to spend a lot of time on the monthly layout and setting everything up. And I really just enjoyed a more simplistic approach to this. I keep it pretty clean. You can see here, I track every day my sleep and my steps and just some big events that are taking place. There's the absence of stickers, of decorations. I've just kept it pretty crisp and clean in here, and that's working for me. So that's my calendar insert, and just tracking a few things each day. That, and my next insert is my daily, there are no rules to this, just as I have a moment or as I feel called to documenting something, I'll stop and document it. And I kind of always just lay out the month to begin with. I do refer back to the monthly calendar, so I'd like to see that. I do write down big events for the month. But you can see I'm not taking a lot of time to meticulously lay it out, to have to match everything. And that's been, it feels healthy for me to, redirect my time elsewhere. This is my shine sheet, and I'm going to get the hiccups because I've had coffee, and you all know me, coffee plus talking causes me to get the hiccups. I am keeping track of certain things that I just want to keep my eye on, because all of these things can go south pretty quickly if I don't. And you can see here, I was doing really well with no sugar on my midlife makeover, and then I'm not anymore. I have a little bit, I'm not that sugar addict that I was before I started my midlife makeover, but it's like every day I have something, of sugar, a piece of dark chocolate or something like that, so I don't get my little circle colored in, but it's not anywhere near it used to be. So, often when you're changing your behavior, you find you're extreme in one area, and then you go extreme to the other area. It's like cold turkey it and cut it off. And then, as you kind of progress, you find this healthy balance. So I think I'm at a much more healthier balance with sugar. I would like to stay low sugar, and on days where I can have no sugar, that's great. That's a bonus day. I still struggle a lot with movement, and that's because for work, I work very long days and I am in meetings all day long, which means I'm just sitting all day long. Yeah, a lot of these you can see here, the rise of creativity and self-expression, which is just wonderful. And then these are my dailies. Let me stop and get a drink because I feel the hiccups coming. Okay, so these are just my daily little journals. And again, I don't predate this. So this was what I was doing this morning. I don't lay anything out because I want to give myself the freedom, the no pressure. I make notes when I feel drawn, called to making notes, and otherwise I don't, and I don't give it a second thought. So for June, just things, that remind me of the day or what I'm doing. Great weather, fun with the animals. I do a lot of things with the animals here, and they always bring me great joy, as well as my garden. This year we've had this amazing showing of cosmos, and they are volunteers, and they're all over the property, and they're just stunning. Some of them are 5 feet tall, and it's been amazing. This is some new fencing. I don't know if you can see it. We've just recently put this up because we wanted to build, you're seeing it right here, a big giant play area for the goats and the pigs. They do get along well, nicely together, so we like to let them out in this common area to play, but we needed to build fencing because we have, well, this is our big girl. Her name is Freya. You can see her fur is shaved off the side of her body. That's because she just had a surgery, a pretty 4-month recovery surgery, pretty intensive surgery. She is 160 pounds, so she's a big girl. And then these are our 2 other boys. This is Sammy here, and this is Frodo next to him. Sammy is just a puppy. He's probably going to grow to be her size. Frodo is a couple of years old, and he's about 80 pounds. So none of these are small dogs. They're all big dogs, but when you are raising great peers, this is, what you get. You get small little ponies. All of these are rescue dogs. Freya was rescued from a hoarding situation, and we've raised her from a very young pup. She had to be weaned from her mother early because her mother was quite ill and could not, provide enough for her puppies. So these, both Frodo and Sammy, were found. Frodo wandered up on the property one day. He was in very, very bad shape. He had a recovery. He was dumped someplace. He was about a year old, and he had a lot of things going on that needed care for quite some time. He's a very calm dog for a Great Pyr. He's a Great Pyr mix. He's a Great Pyr and something else. The vet suspects lab. He's a very calm dog, but also not 100% wholly trusting of people, but very good dog, very calm dog. He enjoys people, he enjoys company. He just always kind of stays on the fringe a little bit. Sammy, we found running down the road, and he too was extremely underweight, had been dumped. They look a lot alike, so we wondered if locally there was somebody that was breeding and or hoarding or something and just dumping puppies. It looks like he would be the older brother, like the next generation of puppies, because they're both Great Pyr lab mixes, we think. Sammy will be much larger than Frodo. He, outside of being extremely underweight, he still is underweight. We're trying to put weight on him. He didn't have any other injuries. He was a little bit torn up and cut up from just living, in the wild. But those were pretty easy to take care of, not like Frodo, who had some pretty serious paw injuries. Okay, that was probably much more of a story than what you wanted, but moving on to the month, I have really come to understand that I made these stickers, and I made these stickers. I do not enjoy stickers that are on the white sticker paper. I do enjoy stickers that are on clear sticker paper. And that's something that I've just come to understand about myself. So you won't see a lot of regular stickers. You will see a lot of transparent stickers. But you can see here the month. You can see the frequency which I write. Sometimes I write something every day. Sometimes I don't. I skip days. And sometimes it's just a Hello Friday. Going through the month all the way up till today. And then next comes my cash wallet in here. And the last insert in here is what I'm spending out of my cash wallet, keeping track of that there so I can enter that into YNAB. And that is my purse traveler's notebook. Okay, how are you doing? Are you hanging in there? This next one is my Love Notes traveler's notebook, and it's all the things about Love Notes and creativity and the stationery paper side of me. I was playing around with some stamping, and I really enjoy the look of that. I'm so tactile, sometimes I find myself just rubbing it. I like the way it feels. I do enjoy decorating the inserts sometimes. I don't always decorate them all, but in these I tend to. It's in my other one that I just showed you, that where they're all not decorated. What I do is I kind of lay them out as I want them. I like it when they're crunchy and crunkly, you know, I don't know, how would you call this? Patinaed a little bit, I don't know. And then I put Mod Podge over them so that they'll stay. And it's something that I can keep and they'll last across time. So this first insert is my Love Notes calendar. And like my daily calendar, I don't put a lot of pressure on myself to decorate this. I do like to keep track of when I film. It can be quite easy for me to go days and not think about it. And so I like to you know, remind myself. And then when I do post a video, I always post what it's about, so I can have that as well. So that's what this first insert is. It's just a really simple calendar and keeping track of days where I'm filming and posting. And then this next one here is ideas. I've been really working on some branding and, you know, color palettes and things like this, and things I want to do, things I want to build. I dream about building my own studio. So I've really been trying to think of ways that I can do that. So you can just see here what I'm doing, video ideas. Sorry, I had to pause because I had to sneeze, because, you know, if it's not the hiccups, it's the sneezes. Just things that I like, that catch my eye. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just expressing myself, memory keeping some things, working some things out, and that's what, you know, this insert's about. This last insert is the newest one for me, and that's because I've started to write a book, and it was based on a dream that I had. So I really wanted to set some goals for that. I am an experienced writer. I spoke about that in my last video, but a trade writer. So as a former marriage and family therapist and clinical sexologist and individual who has done a lot of research on love and intimacy and couplehood, I've done a lot of writing in that arena, and not a lot of other types of writing. That would include journaling. I always said that I was a journaler, but I've really recognized that I probably wasn't. I was just more of a daily, you know, I don't know, just daily tracking sort of thing. I didn't do a lot of extensive form journaling. Anyway, so I'm keeping track of my writing, just some things that catch me. I like to keep track of my word count. I am keeping track as I develop out the book of how many words are in each chapter. And again, I just made a video on this, so if you saw that, you're familiar with all of this. Right now, I'm, you know, just trying to write the story, and I'll go back and edit it. Some of these are pretty short. That's just because I just wanted to write, you know, the framework for the chapter. And some of them are more extensive. So yeah, that's what this last insert and this one is about. And then the last one here is, I guess, more of what you would call a, I don't know, a commonplace traveler's notebook. And this one, this first insert here is just memory keeping. I do really, really enjoy memory keeping. I can't tell you how often I come back and just look through this. If you did my May flip through, you're already familiar with these pages here. Mother's Day and a 3G day is my mom, myself, and my daughter. So 3 generations, 3 girls. We planned these outings. This day we went to a bookstore. A garden walk. This for me is always really important to document as the seasons come and go here around the property. I do like to document certain things that are taking place in the garden. This was a date night, the last day of May. I tried to, it was by the ocean at one of our favorite restaurants, so I try to capture the blue of the ocean just to remember that. And this was our anniversary, and we have a tradition on our anniversary where we get a tree, we select a tree, and then we plant it here at the property. We're calling it Founders Grove, and this year we selected an Asian pear. And that's just some of the dinner that we had, which was amazing, and those cosmos that I was talking about earlier. And then this here is Father's Day, which was, oh, this poor man, if it could go wrong, it went wrong. I had wanted to surprise him with parasailing, and I set up this whole day, and unfortunately that morning, just a couple of hours before we were going to leave, we got a cancellation. The boat was having mechanical issues. My husband ended up saying that was probably a really good thing because, in all honesty, he was terrified to go parasailing. But I know he would have enjoyed it because he is an adventurous and loves things like that. So we redirected very quickly. We have a salt caves by us, and we used to. We haven't for quite some time, but that was my next thing is, you know, give him a session in a salt cave. And this poor man. First of all, I made him breakfast and I completely burned it. Just completely burned it. It was horrible. And so there he is sitting over his breakfast, and so like, okay, here we go. And then we went to this restaurant that we've never been to for lunch because we had some time to kill for the salt cave, and you could see the look he's giving. It was food. It was not great. And then he went to the salt cave, and instead of really enjoying that session, he fell asleep and he slept throughout the whole session. And then when he came out, it was just boiling hot. And we went for frozen yogurt and called it a day. So yes, this poor man, he was incredibly patient and loving through it all. And I just love him all the more because of it. And then this is my latest one, and that is this past weekend, my daughter was able to pick up her key to her new apartment, which is much more closer to us, and that will be nice. So no more long drives to pick her up and bring her in. She doesn't drive, just to share that, and not yet. She will start to. She's lived pretty close to the college where she's been for the last years, and there just wasn't a need. But now she'll have a need because now it's time to go into the workforce. I just took a couple of pictures of 2 things that I just know she's going to love in her new place. There's a beautiful kitchen, and it's all brand new, and I know she's going to love that. And for the first time ever, this kid will have a little washer and dryer in her place. So real excited for her for that. And that's all for that insert. This next insert is my reading insert. my books that I've read and I review them. And these are all May, so you will have seen that. There's the Serpent and the Wings of Night. I always struggle reading that title. And I do try to review these. The Book of Azrael, not only did I not really enjoy the book, but you can see here on its spread, I didn't even enjoy making it spread. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes with these fantasy romance books, they're very dark, and I have this pull to like somehow match the layout with the book itself, and I need to pull myself out of that, of like, no, the layout, the spread doesn't have to match the book itself, because I'm just falling into like these dark spreads, and it's just not me. So yeah, I did something really quick. I don't like it, and that's okay, because I didn't really like the book either. And then this is my latest one that I did on Lightlark, and as I shared earlier, I really liked the book. I do like to write the character names. Like I said, I don't always remember the title, but I do remember the characters. And then I write something, on my spread that just kind of reminds me of the book. And then I think that's it. And then this last one, I don't share here on YouTube. And this is what I call my existential crisis journal. And this is where I journal those darker thoughts. It never goes on the move with me. It's something that's private, that I always keep here at home. One of my fears is if I ever lose my purse or something like that, the loss of these inserts and notebooks would feel devastating to me. So yeah, that stays at home. And then I have one little miscellaneous guy, and I've been debating on whether or not there's some additional things that I want to do with these inserts, and I'm just enjoying them so much. And I don't know, I'm debating, do I need one more traveler's notebook? I feel like I want to start tracking some health things more, and just keep my eyes on, some more of just the mundane things. And these are getting pretty chunky. Anyway, what is this? This is I was finding with YNAB that I'm having a hard time tracking. I don't know how to use the platform, and I'm not understanding yet how to clearly see, because I budget twice a month, the separation of those budgets. So for now, I just started to write down of like, okay, this is what you need to put into your personal binder for the month, for this budget, what goes into sinking funds. And then I should be funded today, by the way. After I move that over into the sinking funds account, I'm going to put a check next to it, and that just tells me I did it. And again, once I get funded today, you'll see checks next to these as I move them over. I do like to track all of the household charges that are coming through, and as I enter them into YNAB, I'm putting little checks. So this will just continue to grow. I'll just repeat these same things, similar to what I do with my checklist. When I run out of room, I'll open up a new sinking funds page. I have had a budget crisis. I spoke a little bit about it in my last video, and I'm not quite for sure how to fix that in YNAB. So I am going to film myself doing it, because it is pretty stressful and confusing for me. I still want to be committed to trying YNAB, but I'm just trying to learn. I'm trying to learn how to organize all of that, and I've had a big budget change, so trying to learn how to undo what I did to redo what's taking place. Anyway, this is a miscellaneous, guys. So if you see a new traveler's notebook appear in my stack, you'll know why. It's because of just the insert growth. I just keep it for now here between these inserts like this. Well, if you have watched to the end of this, thank you so much. I'm always very appreciative of your support and the community that we have here. And you all just have made such a big difference to me. And yeah, next video you'll see is going to be that budget crisis. And I look forward to filming that for you. Until the next time, may you be blessed.